We create jobs and make entrepreneurial dreams come true. ACE, a nonprofit community lender, specializes in small business loans coupled with business advisory services. ACE has loaned more than $39 million, helped over 725 business owners fulfill their dreams, and ACE has helped its clients create or retain more than 6,200 jobs. These are the stories of those businesses we've helped reach success and claim their American dream.
Welcome to ACE's Best Stories. I'm your host, Eric Holtzclaw. Each week, we bring you another story of an organization or company that is growing and what they've done to be successful. We're talking today with Donna Simon and Adrian Simon.
It's Adrian Smith.
Adrian Smith, I'm sorry. Donna Simon and Adrian Smith.
Yes.
AJ. I'm going to call you AJ because I like
easier.
that. And we all decided to wear red today.
How about that?
I have no idea. It just all happened at the same time. And they're with the church?
Galilee, Way of the Cross Church.
Galilee, Way of the Cross Church.
Yes.
So that's an interesting and different group I haven't had on this show before. So talk to me a little bit about how you guys worked with ACE and where you were and all those kind of things.
Awesome. Yes. Galilee, Way of the Cross Church had embarked on building a new sanctuary in the city of College Park.
Okay.
And I was a member, we make our deposits at Bank of America all the time, and we were trying to get a loan through Bank of America to build our sanctuary.
Yeah.
And that's someone saw in my devotion, and they said, hey, look, you need to look into this company, ACE, and talk to them. And I made a call, and that was in 2014.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We were approved for the loan, and we built a brand new sanctuary on 2677 Roosevelt Highway in College Park, Georgia. So we had our dedication in March of this year. Okay. So we were very successful. It took a year, went through some little trials and storms because we were located on a state highway, and we had a lot of issues with the Georgia Department of Transportation. But we saw favor and got it all cleared, and with ACE's help, the church is completely completed, and we thank God for that opportunity. Nice. Galilee's been established for 29 years. Okay. And we were currently on Hollywood Road in Atlanta, Georgia. Our presiding bishop of the Way of the Cross organization we have over 80 churches throughout the East Coast and in Africa and in all kinds in Alaska. And so he's from Washington, D.C. Yeah. And he founded the church. His name is Bishop Alfonso Brooks. He founded the church 29 years ago. Okay. And they went through a little test and trial, and my husband is the pastor. Okay. I'm first lady.
First lady, I wondered what first lady meant.
Well, my definition of first lady is the first to do everything.
Well, I like it, or you've been voluntold.
Oh, hey, there you go. But yes, I'm Lady Simon. They call me Lady Simon, and I love it. I love people. I love working for the Lord and doing the job that is at hand. And we moved here in 1996 from Washington, D.C. area, the metropolitan D.C., Maryland area, 21 years ago. Yeah. And so from there, we just built on the foundation that was already started. And so investors came to us on Hollywood Road, and they wanted our property. Oh. And they bought us out.
I was going to ask you what
they bought us out.
Yeah, I was in a church, a small church for a period of time, and they had 6 acres in East Cobb, which was worth a lot, right? So
same thing. Right, yeah. It's real close to the city of Atlanta, and the investors came and they wanted our property. So we were able to sell it and moved to a location with 2.5 acres of land in College Park. Okay. So we're in an area where the church really needs to be. It's a lot of going on, people with issues, and God placed us there, and we've been blessed. We bought the land. There was no church. There was 2 houses. So we went from a 400-seat church to a facility with 2 houses. We bought it because of the land and the location. Got it. And so we took a hit, because we have worship in one of the houses that's seated only 55 people. Oh, wow. But the vision was to build. Yeah. And that's what we were.
Well, and you gave yourself the space to do that.
Oh, yeah. We gave ourselves the space, and the Lord allowed favor. It came with a lot of tests, a lot of trials. Right. But through pushing through and pressing, it worked. It worked.
And so how long have you been in the church?
I've been in the church for a pretty long time.
Pretty long time.
Yeah, my mom and my daddy,
Yeah.
they helped me a lot with the songs and scriptures. I know half of the 91 song,
Oh, wow.
all of the 23rd, and I know Make a Joyful Noise to the Lord, all the land, 100 song.
Very nice. And so you guys have a pretty strong children's ministry?
Yes, we do. Our focus is, I'm a mother of 5 children, and my children have been successful. I have a son that's a doctor at music,
Yeah.
and I have another daughter that's getting her doctorate at UCLA, and all my children have done well. And I feel like that, I need to impart that into other family members, their mothers. Most of his mother is a single mother,
Yeah.
and most of our children in our ministry are single family homes. And so what I started was, what about the children ministry? And basically that is that we don't forget the children when we're in church,
Right, right.
giving them an opportunity while they're young.
Yeah.
And the scripture tells us in Proverbs 22:6 to train up a child in the way he should go.
Yeah.
And when he gets old, he won't depart from it. So that's where we're at. And so what I do is every Sunday, an hour before our service starts, I offer free breakfast. And so our church is in a community where kids can walk to church.
Yeah.
I can pick them up on the bus. Yeah. There's apartments and all, so the kids walk to church and they come and get their breakfast.
Yeah.
And we feed them hot breakfast. So when service
It's better than what I got. When I was growing up and my grandparents would take me to church,
Yeah.
we had Dunkin' donut holes
See?
and like coffee or
Right.
something. And that was before I was really into coffee. So
Wow.
really all I had was a donut hole. I want to come to
Wow.
your church and have like
Yeah.
full breakfast
AJ will
instead.
tell you. AJ, what do we?
We baptize. I have been baptized. My mom has a whole bunch of people in the church, and it's still people from a long time. They're still staying at the church,
Yeah.
and it's some children that knows how to cook and have special abilities to help the church with everything. Like I help them, teach them, learn the scriptures, and we pray every day, every church Sunday before we go in our ministry.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And you're a sharp dresser. So people have to check out my Instagram because you've got on some nice shoes. It's got some red shoes on that you would not
He's ready.
expect.
He's ready.
So
I have different kinds.
I bet you do. I'm a little jealous. Just putting it out there. So
Yeah, absolutely.
so the facility. So talk to me about the facility. Is it
Okay, well, we bought the property with
Yeah.
2.5 acres, and there's 2 houses that are still there. And so what we do is we use one of the houses for our children ministry.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's been a major blessing. We've been able to let them spread out and enjoy, and the backyard is fenced in and they can play. And we're trying to upgrade that. Now that the new church is built, our focus now is to really be a blessing and fix this where the kids would love to come.
Yeah.
Being a small ministry, the new sanctuary seats like 186
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
But it's catered to us.
Yeah.
You don't want anything so overwhelming and big that you can't focus on the real need is the people. So we're there for the people. And the children ministry, I feel like that if we could really get the parents and everybody to focus on your children, we'd have a lot better world, because training our children, so much is going on. I mean,
Yeah.
kids now, 13 years old, I was carjacked in July
Oh,
by
wow.
a 13-year-old,
Oh wow.
a 13-year-old young man.
Yeah.
Little boy. I was called a little boy.
Yeah.
So, I went through all of these little things to show me that, hey, look, we really need to focus on the children
Yeah.
and the children ministry. So things, like getting tablets and, we have internet there, but being able to afford 20 tablets
Right.
for 20 children,
Yeah.
So things like that we're working towards. And I thank God for this opportunity to come with you, Eric, and talk.
Oh no! It's been
Yeah,
glad
make this podcast.
Like I said, I hadn't heard. I've heard we've now done tons of stories now.
Exactly,
And you're the first
businesses.
organization
Yes.
like this.
Yeah,
So
it is different.
it is different.
They took a chance on us. They
well,
did.
when we get back, I want to talk about, because you specifically told me in some of your show notes about like the speed coaching events and things like that.
Right.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that when we come back. So
Okay,
we're going to go
great.
take a commercial break. You're listening to Ace's Best Stories. I'm talking today with Donna Simon.
Yes.
And Simon.
Simon.
Donna Simon. I can't get that right.
And AJ.
Donna Simon and Adrian Smith.
There you go.
All right. And Donna is the first lady or the
Yes.
church administrator for Galilee Way of the Cross Church. We'll be back in just a minute. I'm your host, Eric Holt Scott.
If it wasn't for ACE, my business may have closed in 1 year.
If it wasn't for ACE, my business wouldn't be expanded as much as it's expanding right now. They were there for me at the time of my need.
If it wasn't for ACE, we would not be here today.
If it wasn't for ACE, I would very much still be cooking at an hourly rate, and I would have never impacted hundreds of lives and an entire community.
I still remember going to different kind of banks, big banks, and with papers, and these people send me back because I don't have, I had experience in the restaurant business, but I don't have, everything else this bank needed, and I believe in me.
I did the research in Adult Day. I had experienced it personally because my grandfather had Alzheimer's. So I wanted to do the business myself, get into it because I knew I could make a difference.
Initially, when we started, there was only one person, which would be me. And then the company I've grown from 1% to 8, and we provide quality assurance, quality control testing for FDA-regulated companies.
I think Grace not only completely understands what it's like to start off in an office connected to your laundry room or wherever she was, but she also understands the growth process, and I think that she does an excellent job of making sure that everybody who works with ACE has an understanding of the kind of struggles and celebrations that you can have.
ACE has helped us with putting our business idea into the market, working with us with the business, actually showing us, guiding me personally, how to solve some of my marketing issue problems or with the business planning.
You don't meet many lenders that are invested in your success. And, from their classes or presentations, seminars, they really do have a vested interest in your success.
The best advice I can do to small business owners is follow your dreams. Always follow your dreams, follow your heart.
Have a plan. Just because you have a passion for it doesn't mean that you can start a good business.
Get ready for the ride of your life, and definitely make sure that you look out for fantastic resources like ACE.
ACE is the way to go.
You're just the best. They really are.
And we're back. You're listening to Ace's Best Stories. I'm talking today with Donna Simon and AJ Smith, or Adrian Smith. Depends on if it's a stage name, AJ, or his just regular.
AJ is okay.
Regular name. They are with Galilee Way of the Cross Church, and they worked with ACE to help build a new sanctuary, and to, they're working on making sure that they've got a very welcoming children's ministry, all those kind of things. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how you've interacted with ACE, because I think as people think about the organization, you talk about the speed coaching events and stuff. Like, what have been some of the things you've been able to take advantage of?
ACE has been wonderful. They're like, first thing we did when we first borrowed money, we didn't borrow enough. And I said, okay, we're going to use what we have.
Yeah.
And then we went back. I talked to the people in charge, and they said, Miss Simon, whatever you need, send me the paperwork and we'll try it again. And we were able to go back and get some more to complete it.
Yeah.
But the speed coaching events, I go to all of them.
Well, tell everybody, they may not know what a speed. I've coached before.
Okay,
So
well, the speed coaching is like a group of room, and we meet all the business owners, and we meet and we get to talk to people that can help us with our social media, with our financial issues, with our branding of our business or our ministry, and I loved it. I mean, it tremendously helped me. We had got our loan in 2014, and I go to every speed coaching, anything that can help improve the ministry.
Yeah.
And, I know they're business people, but I associate churches almost like a business.
It is. It's all the same.
Because
right?
you need money to borrow, you need money to do what you need to do. It's like it's a business, but you have to manage it properly and be good steward.
Well, and that's a very interesting point, because there's often this conversation that, from one business to the next, I don't have to do that. Like, I don't have to do the marketing, or I don't have, and you do. It's
you
all,
do. Yeah,
it's all
it's a
the
part of
same,
it. Absolutely.
same kind of thing. What I love with the speed coaching, I'll typically sit in a marketing seat, and I'll have somebody who's been through like 4 other people.
Okay.
And they're testing me to see if I tell them the same thing somebody else.
Okay.
No, but it's a good way to get a lot of opinions at once.
It
so you go through and you can find
to get
out.
someone that's a professional in social media.
Yeah.
And website building.
Right.
And all of the things that go with making what you do better.
Yeah. And so talk to me about future for you. So you've got the building and all that.
Yeah, the building, we're trying to build up a park.
You want a park, right?
Yeah.
It's 2.5 acres. You've got a lot of land to do a park.
Yeah, we have the back, the front, but right now we're building a sidewalk so people can walk by and come into the church, because we see a lot of cars pass by the church, and we would be thinking that they're going to come inside. So we hand out flyers and stuff to the next door people who have apartments, and my mom and my dad, we all go around, hand flyers and stick them like on the porch door and stuff, so they can come to church.
That's nice. I like that. That's a good way to advertise it. And it sounds like you really strategically chose where you put the church.
Yes. Location.
So how did that come about? Like, is it that whole process?
I'm going to tell you the truth. Our presiding bishop, Bishop Alfonso Brooks from Washington, D.C., made a trip to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And we're going to look for a property, right?
Right.
And so he's a businessman.
Yeah.
And he rides by, what about that? I said, Bishop, that has 2 houses. That's not going to help us. He said, no, it's the location. It's for sale. Check into it. And that's how it started.
Yeah.
I checked into it. The owner was excited to sell. I said, look, we're going to build a church here. And she dropped the price, $85,000, so that we could afford it.
That's awesome.
Yes. So it was like, hey, okay, it's on now. So we didn't, we sold our property, so we had the money. We paid cash for the property.
Well, and that's such a great lesson that a small business owner or a small organization can take.
Yes.
That you see large companies do, right? So you'll see a large company go in and take over a piece of land and tear down the building that was there or whatever and put their business, because they know that's the right place to be.
Exactly.
And you can do the same thing as a small business.
As a
or
small business.
Organization.
Yeah, a small organization. It's all about faith and just moving forward. And when the door opens, you walk in it.
Right.
If it doesn't walk in it, just say, hey, that's not for me.
Yeah.
But,
so through that whole building process, because you said you had to go back for more money. And some of those
yes.
So what were some of the things
stressful? Always going through the financial part of it,
This one time we had a busload of people come to our church. It was like a lot of people, and they spent 2 days with us. Then they went back. So it was a whole bunch of family members of Sister Simon, the First Lady.
Yeah.
And we get to meet new people and met new friends. And we had Bishop Brooks' birthday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we celebrated it at the church. Now the small house that we started off with is now where we like perform eating place.
Yeah.
So we put chairs out and tables out so we can sit out and eat. People can sit down and eat. And the other house is where you use the restroom. And First Lady sell hats.
Yeah.
She make hats for people to wear to church and movies and
Well, you
stuff.
should have had a red hat today.
I know. How about that? I'm telling you, I didn't want to take it too off.
Well, what's kind of interesting about having the existing facilities is you could go ahead and use them like there were kitchens and all that kind of thing. So you were already in position to at least get started.
Exactly. We had space to work with. We had the two houses. So we have clothes for people that need it. We had food. We had whatever they need. And we would network within the members. And people had to help us. So that's what it was all about. It's just networking and trying to you got to ask if you want something.
And that's how you got to the land. You just asked.
Exactly. And I mean, I would call Ace and say, hey, look, we need some more money.
Yeah.
And they said, Ms. Simon, send your financials, update them, and let us know we can be of service. And through that whole process, it was just so good to know that they wanted to help. They saw that, hey, you're faithful or what we've gave you.
Right.
You're on point. You pay your bills.
So in the process of deciding to pick this piece of property, did you have to have it rezoned?
Yes, because it was commercial.
Was that a hard or easy process?
It was hard.
I bet it was.
Very hard because I had to go to within the city of College Park.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm talking about soil tests.
Oh, wow.
Site plan, everything you had to deal with because our church is on a state highway.
Yeah.
You had to deal with GDOT.
Yeah.
Long process.
Yeah. Got to have a lot of patience.
Yes. A lot of patience. And a lot of times I said, this is not working. I'm just, but you have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
And you didn't bring us this far to just say, hey, just let it go.
Yeah, it's true of every business. You've got patience.
You got to persevere. You
it.
have to keep pushing. That's the key. Don't give up. You have to keep pushing. So for 21 years, and through this, we've been blessed. People are being, their lives are being changed. And that's what's the most effective thing. You come in one way and you leave out another way. So.
Well, it's true of building any organization or business or doing anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the point of it.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I was telling you I haven't. It's been a while since I've had such a young but mature guest.
Here, quote a scripture for you real quick if you want them to.
Sure.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod, your staff shall comfort me. You have prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemies, and you anointed my head with oil. My cups overflow. Surely goodness and love kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forevermore. Amen.
Wow. That's really good.
Yes.
I wish I could remember my scripts and speeches that well. So,
yes.
So we've been talking today with Adrian Smith, who's got the coolest shoes, and also with Donna Simon. And they are both with Galilee Way of the Cross Church. You've been listening to Ace's Best Stories. And the stories around what it takes to build any kind of organization, nonprofit or otherwise, are very similar. It's about being persistent and consistent and finding all the right resources to get you there. So until next week, you can tune into our next Ace's Best Story. I'm your host, Eric Holtzclaw. Thanks for joining us.